let's move on to potentially one of the most improved teams so far this offseason. Let's talk about the team that was finished 5-12 last season. Let's talk about a team that is finally putting all the must-needed pieces together and making a nice little puzzle, and that is the one and only Chicago freaking Bears. Guys, the Chicago Bears have been adding a lot of great players this offseason. They're not adding that star power like a receiver or a quarterback or a running back or a stud defensive end, whatever. They're adding parts that their team needs, i.e. offensive line, defensive end, defensive tackle, and Deo from the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, when you look at the signings that the Chicago Bears have had already this offseason with 2 offensive linemen, Deo, another offensive lineman, a defensive tackle, are the Chicago Bears the most improved team so far this season? This offseason, guys, are the Chicago Bears the most improved season, or most improved team? We spoke about the Chicago Bears last Friday, I think it was Thursday. And I said, I cannot get hype about the Chicago Bears in March. I cannot get hyped about them in April or May or June or July or August or September or October. I can maybe start to get hyped about them in November if they're doing something. Because the truth of the matter is still the Chicago Bears. But I am going to waffle around this the best I can without giving you guys a direct answer. Let's just be flat out honest. The Chicago Bears, guys, did finish 5-12 last season. However, they were not a 5-win team. They were a broken team last season. They had broken spirited, they had broken offense, they had a broken defense. There's a reason why they fired their coach midseason last year. He should have been fired last offseason, but we digress from that. This offseason, so far, Ryan Poles has been doing his thing. They brought in Ben Johnson. First thing Ben Johnson did, as soon as he stepped foot in Chicago, said, fuck the Packers. That got the Bears fans hyped. Then they traded for Joe Thuney. Then they brought in Joe Jackson. Then they brought in Deo, a beautiful defensive end from the Indianapolis Colts. They're adding all the parts that their teams needed. Along with all the parts that they're needing on the defensive side of the ball, they're filling all the holes. They still have 8 draft picks. They still have 8 draft picks, plus a 10th overall draft pick and 3 other picks in the 3rd round and above. 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 2nd. Guys, now I am trying to be optimistic here. I am trying to be straight line, non-biased, because you know what? F the Chicago Bears, right? But the truth be told, guys, the Chicago Bears, they are definitely cooking something up there in Chicago. Ever since the passing of Virginia McCaskey, rest her soul, well, she's 102 years old, I believe it was. My man, BC Combs, was wishing ill will on her for the last 6 years, saying, get out of here, we hate you. But the Chicago Bears are heading in the right direction. They are hands down probably the most improved team so far in 2025. Now, they could be rivaled with the Patriots. The Patriots are making excellent moves over there. We need to dive into the Patriots coming up here very soon. But the truth of the matter is, guys, we cannot sleep on the Chicago Bears. This is me coming from a Chicago Bears non-fan. I guess you could call me a hater. This is coming from a person that I think the Chicago Bears are the worst franchise since sliced bread. This is coming from a person that was so glad when they were a 5-win team last season. But truth be told, guys, they were a Hail Mary away. They were a offensive lineman away. They were just, if the ball bounced one way or the other, they could have easily been a 12-win team last season. Let's just be honest about it. They could have easily have been a 12-win team last season. Them winning 5 games was a underlining great thing for them because it got, what's his face out. Can't even think of their coach's name right now. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Them winning 5 games last season gave them the ability to officially fire their coach. Why can I not remember his freaking name? Guys, help me out. To bring in Ben Johnson, to mentor Caleb Williams, to mentor that young offense, to give the ability to go out there and actually go out and get the pieces that they needed. Guys, the Chicago Bears are filling up the gas tank with premium fuel right now. The Chicago Bears used to be a minimum wage high school kid. That high school kid now went to college last season, graduated from college, and he just got his first big boy job making $60,000, $65,000 a year and able to put premium gas in his high rolling car. Now, will it correlate this season? Probably not, because at the end of the day, it is still the Chicago Bears. At the end of the day, they're still in a pretty tough division, if not the best division in football in the NFC North, with the Vikings, Lions, and Packers and Bears. Oh my. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be a 12-win team, 11-win team, Super Bowl team, playoff team, but I'm saying they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to be a hard-nosed, grinded-out team. Guys, if you are new to the NFL, or you need an NFC team to root for, the Chicago Bears is it. Root for the Chicago Bears. I think the Chicago Bears are the most in team so far this offseason. So far. Dallas Cowboys can still make some moves. Derek says they had 68 sacks last season. Yes, their offensive line was terrible. I believe we Googled it last week. They were ranked 28th in the NFL. That is tough. It is tough for a rookie quarterback to learn how to play the football game when he has like 1 second to survey the field and figure out something. That is tough. Hell, weren't there two games in a row where he had five plus sacks? It is tough. But there was a 4-game stretch there, where the Chicago Bears had a top 10 offensive line per PFF, right? There was a 3 or 4 game stretch where they had a top 10 offensive line. The Chicago Bears looked like a playoff team. They looked like a really, really good team. They actually got 3 of their 5 wins during that time. But the offensive line sucked. Maybe a little injuries, a little bit of turnover, whatever, yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, they were the 28th overall team. Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson is really going to help that out. Definitely going to help that out. James Strang says, yep, they are Chicago. Let's not forget that. But yes, they are taking steps in the right direction. I like Ben Johnson. Listen, I first found out about Ben Johnson about, 2018, 2017, when he was a wide receiver coach in Miami. And he had a lot of buzz, a lot of circulation about him then. And then all of a sudden, he's the offensive coordinator in Detroit. And bada bing, bada boom, look where he's at now. So yes, Ben Johnson is a very likable guy and is going to do the right thing in Chicago if he's given a true chance. Now that Virginia McCaskey is gone, I don't know how much part of the actual decision-making she had, but now that there's a little bit of a shuffling up there and Ryan Poles seems to have his pulse on that team, I think a lot of good things are going to happen. My man Derek says Bears are making quality moves with Ben Johnson. New England is throwing around money because they have it. Derek, let's not get it twisted. We will talk about this probably Thursday. Give me some time to actually break down the New England Patriots signings. Mike Vrabel is doing a lot of good things over there. Mike Vrabel, now the Patriots wanted that big flashy name. Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, DK, whatever. They wanted that big flashy name over there on the offense. But they're adding a lot of pieces over there. And the Patriots are going to be a totally different team. Hoffy's going to have a reason to get excited next year. Old Man River says Green Bay got better. Minnesota is balanced, and the Lions are just badass, baby. You are right, Old Man River. NFC North is tough. NFC North is tough. All 4 teams, in theory, should probably make the playoffs next season. Let's just be honest. Minnesota Vikings are the true wild card. But let's not get too carried away. James Frank says this is a bold prediction. James, let's put prefaces on this. March 11th at 10:12 p.m. on the East Coast time. James says the Chicago Bears will be 3rd in their division ahead of the Minnesota Vikings. Ooh, slow it down, baby.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Laura is a pigskin pun, and she's been a little MIA the last few weeks or so since the Super Bowl has been gone. But Laura, he's not coming at you. He's just speaking the truth. Alpha Rob says Williams was holding the ball way too long. Alpha Rob, you are correct. It was a perfect storm in Chicago, right? Once you start getting happy feet, start patting the ball, that is a recipe for disaster. But when your offensive line sucks and you're worried about looking down instead of looking down the field, it is definitely a recipe for disaster. My man JM is a beautiful dog right there. Beautiful dog. He says anyone can look great as an OC with great talent. Yes and no, right? I mean, obviously, everybody in the NFL is talented. JM. Let's not get that. Let's not get that twisted. Let's not get crazy, right? Everybody in the NFL is an elite athlete. Now there are better players out there than other players, yes, but let's just be flat out honest. All of those players on the Detroit Lions would not be number one in their position on the offensive side of the ball on many other teams. Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell had a great system in Detroit. They had a great system. A lot of players looked great because of the system. Now, I'm not saying it is all system, but I'm saying a lot of that talent looks great because of the system, and Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell put that system in place. Ben Johnson is now carrying that system with him into Chicago. We are going to see Keenan Allen probably ball out. We're going to see DJ Moore earn those dollar bills, yo. Right? We are going to probably see Caleb Williams have a nice little breakout season. And I am a Chicago Bears like naysayer, I guess you can say. If I had to pick a team out on the board, I'm saying I'm not rooting for the Chicago Bears ever. And I think they're going to be pretty damn good. I think they are. Chicago Bears do not have an offensive line, running back, quarterback that Detroit has. They do not, but they are improving. The offensive line got a hell of a lot better by adding Joe Jackson and Joe Thuney. The running back is still questionable, but still pretty decent, right? We don't know how the running back situation is going to be because the offensive line situation was so bad last season. Caleb Williams is going to be a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be elite. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest since sliced bread. I'm not even going to say he's going to be tier 1, but he is going to be a top 12, top 13 quarterback in 2025. Alfred Rob says Pats are doing good things. James Frank says that is valid, but man, that dude Jameson Williams is a dog. Amon-Ra too. I think Amon-Ra is overrated. I think Amon-Ra has this big ego that has been stroked for way too long in Detroit. And now that Ben Johnson is gone, we are going to see egotistical Amon-Ra start to show. Jameson Williams just needs to worry about keeping his nose clean. He has the opportunity to be a nice number 2 receiver in the NFL as long as he keeps his nose clean. No more guns, no more gambling, no more doing cocaine or whatever he's doing, right? Keep his nose clean. He'll be all right. JM says they have nobody in the same zip code as Sewell or Rangono. Listen, Penny Sewell had a great season. Penny Sewell had a great, all-time great season last year. Yes, 100%. However, the system helps. Where was Penny Sewell before that? He wasn't the best right tackle in the NFL. There's a reason why he got traded / cut to the Detroit Lions. I'm just saying. But he is pretty good. He is pretty good.